Well, it's more important now than anything because, if you haven't reviewed your insurance policy since the Brady Bunch was on TV, you are missing out on on discounts. You're missing out on the right coverages. You can't just set it and forget it anymore. Times have changed. Times have changed big time. And we see it. We see it in the supermarkets with the prices. We see it, with the technology. And you see it with the weather.
Welcome to This Might Get Creative, a Behind the Brand podcast by Lyon Creatives. I'm Svenja Lyon, and in each episode, I sit down with local business owners and entrepreneurs to share their stories, how they got started, what keeps them going, and what makes their business stand out. My goal? To help more amazing businesses be seen, supported, and celebrated. So grab your coffee, because this might just get creative. Welcome back to This Might Get Creative. Today, I'm joined by someone who's not only a familiar face in our local community, but also someone who truly lives her brand every single day. Teri DiGrande, State Farm agent and owner of Teri DiGrande Insurance Agency. Teri has spent nearly 4 decades in the insurance industry, helping families protect what matters most. Recently, we had the chance to work together on her brand identity, and today we're talking about how she's bringing that personal, community-first approach to life through her marketing. Welcome, Teri.
Thank you, Svenja. Gosh, 4 decades. You make me sound so old.
That sounds old, but it's not. You're not old.
My goodness.
For someone who hasn't met you yet, how would you describe what you do in your own words?
What I do? Well, I think that helping people recover from the unexpected is the best way to say it, right? So we're there at some of people's worst times, helping them recover with, the claims side of things, but also, people look at insurance almost as a commodity. They need it, but they also call us when they're going through their worst time. So that's kind of what I love about my job is, they call you when they need you, but also being there when they need you the most. So it's really what I love about my job.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you've seen the industry evolve a lot over the last years.
Oh my
So
God.
what do you think changed most and what hasn't?
Well, people's needs are changing the most, right? So I've been in the industry, as you said, 4 decades, which is older than you are. But the needs have changed because everything's gone digitally, right? When I started, there were no cell phones.
I remember that. I grew up without a cell phone. I got my first phone when I was 18.
Oh my God! Do you remember that? Yeah. So when we started, the computers were digital. They were like these big giant dinosaurs on the desks. Back in the day, we used to write out applications. In fact, we still have some applications that are written by hand, but few and far between. So everybody wants everything now, right? So, and people's needs are almost immediate. So gosh, people's needs have changed. Look at how cars have changed. Cars drive themselves. So the technology has changed. We insurance companies have to change. We have to modify the needs of the customer. We have to modify the needs of the policies and modify the needs of the coverages on the policies. So it's changed literally daily. Everything has changed. So I could speak for hours about the changes just in the last, I'm going to say 18 months. So look at your policies, look at the premiums on the policies, how those have changed. The weather has changed. We didn't have flooding that we had in vehicles 5 years ago. Everything's changed. I could talk for days about that. You don't want to hear the boring side of that.
But so going back to the community and to your clients and the way you interact with your clients, do you think like the relationships that you have with your clients has changed too?
Yeah, I think that certainly has. People could go online and buy an insurance policy, and they still do. But I think more now people rely on us to talk through the coverages. For an example, we've got earthquakes in New Jersey that we weren't seeing before. We've got hurricanes. We've got the storms now. They rely on the State Farm agent for that personal relationship to make sure that they've got the coverages that they didn't think they needed before. and to make sure that they're not overinsured where they thought they were before. So we definitely, personally in my office, we take that one step further, and we call them to review the coverages and the discounts to make sure that they're not overinsured and underinsured. Because, again, going back to what we were just saying, times have changed so much and the coverage needs have changed so much. What was 5 years ago is no longer. You know, when we were putting on hurricane deductibles 5 years ago, because there weren't any hurricanes and we thought you weren't going to need the deductible, is no longer. You might be looking at a 5-10% deductible, and that could be a $20,000 deductible on your policy. And that could be a pretty scary thing if we have a named storm in New Jersey. So get in touch with your insurance agent. If you have not, you need to review your insurance policies.
Yeah, and I think because everything is online now, I feel that what you just said, people might not know about all these little details. So I think that if you have a personal relationship with your client, I think that sets you apart from...
Well, it's more important now than anything because, you know, if you haven't reviewed your insurance policy since the Brady Bunch was on TV, you are missing out on on discounts. You're missing out on the right coverages. You can't just set it and forget it anymore. Times have changed. Times have changed big time. And we see it. We see it in the supermarkets with the prices. We see it, with the technology. And you see it with the weather.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but now my question, so you're a State Farm agent, but you also wanted to have your own brand identity. So why was that important to you?
Well, that's a great question. First of all, meeting you has inspired me to become bigger and better in what I do. So that's very important to me. I've seen what you have been able to create for others, and that has inspired me. So thank you for that, and I appreciate you so much. But important to me, I need to stand out because my competition is not just the other insurance companies that surround me in my market area, but it's also the other State Farm agents. Right? So my competition is the 3 State Farm agents in the town next to me. Why choose the Teri DiGrande Agency over the 3 State Farm agents that surround my market area?
Yeah.
I think that we're bigger and better than those other agents. They may disagree. But I do. We're open Saturdays. People have my cell phone number. They can contact me directly on the weekends and the evenings. And I do. I think we're bigger and better than those. But standing out with a brand that recognizes me individually and my team, who happens to be the best team in Morris County. And now I'm going to be recognizable with a brand that was created by Lions Creative, I think is most important.
Thank you. I'm very happy about it, and I'm very excited about the launch on Sunday.
I am as well. I am very, very excited about my launch.
Yes. So my post is ready to go on Monday. So yours goes out on Sunday.
That's correct. We're doing a hard launch of our new brand. Yes.
Yes. So what part of the new branding do you like the most?
Oh my gosh. Well, because we've talked about this a number of times, but I really loved our new motto. Is that what we'll call it? A motto?
Yeah, we can call it tagline, motto.
A tagline. You call it a tagline. Okay. Yeah. I'll call it a motto. I'm going to have a sign made up in my office that represents that. I love that because I feel like it really, truly brings out who we are as an agency. I love the design. I love the different colors. It represents us. But everything that you brought to the table, as soon as you showed it to us, I was like, I felt tingling in my arms. I had goosebumps as soon as you brought it up. I was like, you get me. You get us, You really brought it hard and strong. You brought it right to the core of who we are as an agency. Yeah. I'm so excited.
Well, I'm excited too. I'm very excited as well. And I do have another question here, but I think you already answered that one. It's, do you feel your new branding better reflects your personality and how you connect with people?
Oh, so 100%. Am I going to get to tell everybody what it is, or should we wait until Sunday?
I don't know. Well, it's going to be online after the launch, so you can say it.
Oh, okay. So our tagline is, we're not just insurance, we are family, which is that not just perfect for what we do with the community and with our customers? May I share what a customer said to us yesterday?
Yes,
He came into
absolutely.
the office, an 85-year-old gentleman, and he was reviewing his insurance with me, and he had a conversation with his wife, and he said, I just want to call Teri and talk to her about this bill. And she said, no, you need to go see her. You love her anyway. And he came into the office with his bill, and he sat down, and he said, Teri, I feel like when I sit with you, I'm sitting with an old friend.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that it just touched me so much, because I do feel like that with my customers. I feel like they're old friends, and they truly are family to me.
Yeah.
And at the end, he said, can I just give you one more hug? I love coming here with you. And that's how I feel with him. He's 85, which is my dad's age, right?
Yeah.
My dad's 84. He'll kill me for saying he's 85. But I really, truly do believe that my customers, I treat them like family, because, if their premiums are too high, we try to, customize their coverages to make sure that they can pay their bills. God forbid, somebody loses their coverage because they can't pay their bills, or if they're overinsured or get underinsured, they could lose everything for not having the right coverages. So we really, truly do care about our policyholders. They are family to us. And I do think that that's what sets us apart from the 1-800 number, certainly. You call a 1-800 number, you do not get the same person on the phone. With us, you get the same person every time. We know you by name. We know your family. We know your children. We know that you just had a baby. We know that you're getting married. We know that you're getting divorced, unfortunately, or fortunately, some people. But we really do. We truly believe in that tagline. So you brought it right home for us.
Perfect. Yeah, but I think that's really it. That's it. What sets businesses apart, that really care and that have that personal relationship with their clients, because everything that we get in the mail nowadays is invoices or advertisements.
That's right.
So when you get a letter from someone which is personal,
that's right.
That's so I at least, I'm super happy about that one letter that I get, even though maybe it might be just 10 words, whatever it is, right? Or a postcard or something like that, because we don't get that anymore. Everything is just so fast and through email and online, so that personal relationships, the ones that you just described, they really set you apart. So, and I think it was always important, but somehow we maybe lost it a little bit.
That's so true.
And so if you offer this, that makes a difference. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true. We call and thank our customers for choosing us, because I do recognize they get so much mail and so many, particularly insurance advertisements in the mail. I get them myself, and why choose us, right? Thank you for choosing us, because I do recognize that you get so many advertisements. We're never going to be the cheapest. I don't want to be the cheapest, but I do recognize that they get a lot of advertising. So, yeah.
And I don't think to be the cheapest, I don't think that's the most important anymore. I mean, yes, of course, you always want to save money. But if you, for me personally, if I would get the option of having a cheap 1-800 number, but then maybe a little bit more money to have personal, a personal relationship, I think I would go for the personal relationship instead,
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
So if you had to describe your brand in 3 words, what would it be?
In 3 words, absolutely just perfect.
Perfect. Okay, that works. That works. So now, when you filled out the form, there was a question about, what marketing challenges you face, and what's most interesting to you is, so that was really, I was really excited about that, because I think it brings up something relatable for every business and for every business owners. So how do you track where your leads are actually coming from? Mm-hmm. So you mentioned that it's hard to tell what people mean when they say, I found you online. So can you walk us through what that looks like right now in your business?
Yeah, this has always been a tough one for us because we have SEO, right? We do a lot of online marketing, social media, all of the above, right? And so when people do searches first, I think this statistic is something like 88% of people go online before they purchase, which is great. I mean, I do too, right? Before you buy a car, you do the Google search and which type of car should I buy, which one has, the best gas mileage, et cetera, et cetera. So most of us go online before purchasing. So when I ask you, Svenja, how did you find us? Oh, I found you online. I Googled you. That's great. We do have over 180 5-star reviews. So, okay, great. You found us online. Well, how did you find us? I Googled you. Well, that's great. But then how far do you go by asking, okay, what site did you find us on? And was it, TeriDiGrande.com? Or was it, I don't know, whatever site it could be, right? How far do you go digging into that person, asking them what site did you find us on, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Because then I don't even know if that person would know.
Correct. Right.
Because it's just, you click. You click
was
through.
it autoinsurance.com? Was it ineedinsurance.com? Was it lifeinsurance.com? I sell lifeinsurance.com. Whatever site that was, and how many times are you going to ask the customer? They don't even know most of the time.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a interesting conversation with another client of mine, and he has also an HVAC business, and he has a phone system where he has different phone numbers on his van. He has a phone number. On his other marketing materials, he has a different phone number. It all goes to the same place, but by having these different phone numbers, he can track where all the inquiries are coming from. So, that was pretty interesting. I did not know about that before, so I didn't know something like that existed.
I do have something similar on one of my websites. If you call in on that website, it can track that it was found on that website.
Okay.
It help me for the online resource.
Yeah.
It just me from that particular website. Yeah.
Yes. Do you have on your submission forms on the website, do you have a little thing where it says, where did you find us?
It's a good question. I believe so. Yes. A marketing source, and it's a requirement to fill that out. In other words, we asked you marketing source, but when somebody says online, it just goes online, right? It's not that down and dirty, if you will. I wonder how others do it.
Yeah, I wonder.
I have shopping carts, in the local supermarkets. They could say they found me there, but oftentimes somebody will see you on the shopping cart and then they'll Google you.
Yeah.
For example, right?
Yeah. Do you have a QR code on the shopping cart?
I do.
Is that QR code trackable?
It goes right to my website.
Yes, but do you see, because there's the paid versions of the QR codes where this service, you have different QR codes, pretty much like the phone numbers, but you have different QR codes depending on where you put it, and then you can have the analytics of that.
Yes, that particular website does track it for us.
Oh, okay.
Yes, good question. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you look at those analytics?
Not as often as I should, but I have somebody that does that for me. Yeah.
Okay. So not sure if you would know that, but do you notice any patterns? Like, for example, you are posting a Facebook post and then you get more inquiries?
I do look at the Facebook and social media posts, but I probably don't look at my website posts as often as I should. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah. So if you would have a magic wand and make this easier, what would the ideal system look like to you?
If I had a magic wand, ideal system, you're asking a very general, broad question.
Yeah. So let's say, okay, let's bring it down a little more. So let's say the magic wand would give you, oh my God, yeah, how can we narrow this?
I would say I would want Svenja working for me for free.
Okay.
Handle all of my SEO, all of my marketing, and tell me exactly, not even tell me, do exactly what needs to be done.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Yes, wouldn't
Yeah.
that be?
Yeah. That would be fantastic.
Wouldn't that be though?
Yeah. Well, I wish, I wish I could have an answer for you, but I run into the same problem where, I mean, my business is mostly word of mouth,
Right.
but I have all these things. I have the Google, I have, all the social, and I mean, I don't know if you know, but social media is not my favorite part of the whole thing. So to track and to post, and then you get one follower, you put all this time into the post, and then you get one follower and lose two, So it's like, oh my God. So I wish I could give you an answer, but struggling as well. But I think it's interesting to just talk about it, and maybe someone has, an idea of.
Yeah, it's not easy to run a business. It's certainly not easy to do the marketing side of it. To track it during the day. I mean, it's very cyclical. There's no cycle, at least in my business, that I have found. Mm-hmm. But to be fair, the platforms do it for you. They'll say 9:00 on Friday is your best time to post, mm-hmm. or 9:30, Saturday morning is your best time to post.
But is it?
But right. I don't know. I listen to them, and I do my best to post what it tells me to post.
Yeah.
And I do know that using video or my face on video is the best result.
Yeah.
But I refuse to post my face as often as it wants me to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Same struggles over here. But what I learned is you just have to do it and not care,
I agree.
Because if nobody's gonna see what you see. Everybody's just gonna see, oh look, she's so awesome.
Yes, you're so sweet. So sweet.
Okay, we talked about the call to action forms, and you already established that. So, but if another business owner is listening and is struggling with the same issue, I'm not sure if we have the perfect answer for that. But what's one thing you would tell them?
Well, there's a lot of issues to struggle with as a business owner.
Yes.
Much of what I would tell, and I tell friends this that are getting started in the business, you've got to get off your seat and you've got to get out and do networking, which is how I met you, thankfully. So I do think it's one of the biggest regrets that I have that I didn't start sooner. I thought I had to be in my office and manage and do much, sit here and do some phone call. I think networking is the biggest and greatest piece of advertising, because much of it is, the investment in your business is the referrals. It's not as expensive as it is, putting out the SEO and all of that other stuff we just talked about. Word of mouth is the cheapest form, and the referrals that you know 200 people and they know 200 people, and getting out those referral resources that's probably the greatest form of advertising that you can do. Selling yourself in a group of other business owners and referral resources is probably the best return on your investment that you can get. So, that's my biggest piece of that's my biggest piece of advice that I can give other business owners. Certainly, get off your ass, start networking, invest in yourself first. It's not expensive, and the return on your investment is tenfold. Probably 52 to 54% of my business comes from my networking groups, and I'm in multiple, so it's certainly worthwhile.
And I agree. So just going back to the online social media and all the other things, of course you have to have it, but it does not compare with networking with in person and seeing someone and talking to everyone,
That's right.
And learning more about, because that builds community, and all Instagram and all the other social media channels, they're just, it's very impersonal. not saying that you shouldn't have it, but it's part of it. But I think you should, if you put time into your business, don't put it all into social media. I think put it more into networking and personal relationships.
Yes, it's all about the personal relationships, and and all of those other things should complement your relationships, because those folks that you meet in person are going to follow you on their socials, and their friends will follow. Yeah, so it should all be complementary.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, that brings me almost to the end. Maybe you can tell us a little bit what's been your proudest moment as a business owner?
Oh my gosh, proudest moment as a business owner. Well, there's so many. I don't know. I have so many proud moments as a business owner. First of all, surviving, right? That's a pretty big deal. Surviving the first 3 to 5 years was really, really tough in my business. We just celebrated our 15th year here.
Oh, nice.
And that was the first couple of years were really tough being a business owner. And anybody that's a business owner gets that.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks, oh my gosh, you're a business owner, you must be rich, you must have everything. And it is probably, very briefly, I worked in the industry. I've been in the insurance industry 38 years, right? As you said, nearly 4 decades. Let's bring that up again. 39 years come December. And I thought I knew everything when I stepped in the seat as an entrepreneur. I thought, nobody's better prepared than me. And when I put myself as a business owner 15 years ago, I was like, nobody's more well equipped than I am. It is the hardest job to be a business owner. And I was not at all equipped. I never managed a team before. I never ran a business. So it still is a learning curve. I will tell you, one of the hardest things to do is run a business, manage your payroll, manage your staff, manage everything that's incoming, and still do the job. I still consider myself a staff person, a team member, if you will. I love what I do. It is so stressful, but I absolutely love being a community person, part of this community. I love this community. And, but my proudest, just this year, we've paid a couple of life insurance claims. It's kind of bittersweet, if you will. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We had 2 life insurance claims within 2 months, having a 51-year-old and a 47-year-old pass within 2 months of each other, two customers. And getting that phone call, one of them, 47-year-old, who I've known, he came to us, he and his wife came to us when they first got married. Mm-hmm. Before they had children. They had just purchased their first house. Actually, I knew them before they purchased their first house, and they were just getting married. And I get the phone call a couple months ago that he had passed of leukemia. And it was one of the hardest phone calls that I had ever gotten, because they now have 2 daughters. And she told me that her person had died, and but we had life insurance on them. Mm-hmm. So being there at a time of their greatest need for those children, and she gets to stay in that house that they created together. Yeah. Look, that's when you know you did your job for a family, right? Yeah. That's when you know you did the job for the family. And the other couple was they had no children, but they were their partners for life, and she's a pip. I love this woman. Her husband passed away, but she's going on a vacation. She's paying off the house, and she's going to stay in that house. She's actually using the life insurance to pay the mortgage.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And she's going on vacation because they had planned it before he passed.
Oh,
and she said, it's because he wanted her to do that.
Yeah.
He would have wanted her to do that. So, two different stories, bittersweet, both of them. Mm-hmm. But the relationships that I've had with both of these families are different, but they're both the same, right? We wrote life insurance on them. And it's just my proudest, because we did the right thing for both of these families. Look, nobody wants life insurance because nobody believes they're going to die at a young age, but they planned ahead. And
Yeah.
because of conversations that we had, look, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm just so proud of both of them, both of these women who are going to be okay. They're both going to be okay.
Yeah.
So I get chills talking about it, but it's what we do. It's just what we do. And we're not just insurance, we're family. And
That's awesome.
And there's our tagline, right? It comes right back.
Yes.
Full
Yep.
circle.
Yep. Full circle. Can't wait till Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, that was a beautiful story, Teri. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Yes, and that was such a great conversation. And thank you for being so open about your story and for letting us be part of your branding journey. So if, as a listener, if you would like to learn more about Teri's work and how her agency helps protect families in the Morris Plains community, visit TeriDiGrande.com, and you can follow her on...
Oh, my goodness. Well, we're on Facebook at Morris Plains Agent, and we're on Instagram at DiGrande Agency. That's DiGrande Agency on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn, of course. Find us at Teri DiGrande Agency. And we're on X, formerly known as Twitter, just Teri DiGrande. Thank you, Sven.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. And as always, if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with another business owner who would find it helpful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Svenja.
Thanks for listening to This Might Get Creative, a Behind the Brand podcast by Lyon Creatives. If you enjoyed this episode, follow the show and share it with someone who loves discovering local businesses and creative entrepreneurs. You can learn more about my work at lioncreatives.com or find me on Instagram, lion.creatives, and LinkedIn at Lyon Creatives. Until next time, keep showing up, keep creating, and keep getting seen.